Hey everybody, welcome back here for another video on what you're watching. I am going back in time a little with this one. I'm going back in time to when Masters of the Universe Revelation came out on July 23rd, 2021. Fair warning, this is going to be my angriest review to date. You have been warned. This is really gonna get harsh here. So let me get started, go back to it. When I first heard the rumors that there would only be 5 episodes for Masters of the Universe Revelation, I thought, come on, seriously, only 5? That's crap, there needs to be more. We deserve to get more. 5 episodes doesn't do anything. Yet after watching it, however, now I can safely say, thank God this shit was only 5 episodes. Now burn it, bury it, or drop it into a volcano so that this horse shit may never see the light of day again. Just to be certain for myself that I properly understood what I saw, I stomached watching all 5 episodes of this garbage fire horse shit twice. And I can confidently say that this has totally ruined He-Man. Now, the creators were smart. They never used the word He-Man in the title at all, presumably so they could F up this show and hide behind that fact that they never used the word He-Man. Kevin Smith was the executive producer and creator responsible for this bullshit, and is quite literally the most hated man on social media at the point in time when this came out. I mean, because I honestly thought the New Adventures of He-Man that they did in 1990 was the worst He-Man cartoon ever. But good Lord, this shit takes bad TV to a whole new level. From the trailer that was released to the series poster, all made you think this was going to be something worth watching. Instead, we got this misandristic shit. So anyway, let's rip the bandage off, grab some air freshener, and dive into this woke assholeness or shit that they produced for us. Here goes. Teela, who is also the main character of this series, is at a party celebrating her taking up the mantle of Man-at-Arms. While this is happening, Skeletor and Evelyn are leading an attack on Castle Grayskull. He-Man, along with the forces of Eternia, attack Skeletor's army, and I will say the animation and fight scenes looked reasonably okay. It has a very updated retro 80s look and feel about it. The so-called fight between Teela and Evelyn that the trailer showed was barely even a fight and lasted all of 5 seconds. Skeletor is a moronic fool who just casts magic and crap but can't do anything else. He does, however, manage to incinerate Mossman. This enrages He-Man, who impales him, unlocking the true power of the Elders, an orb containing all the magical power of the universe. Not the planet, but the universe. Skeletor cracks the orb, endangering all of reality. So to save Eternia and everyone, He-Man contains the explosion using the Sword of Power as a conduit, splitting it into 2 and revealing to all present that he is Prince Adam before he and Skeletor die in the blast. Man-at-Arms informs King Randolph and Queen Marlena about He-Man's death, and Marlena reveals to Randolph that He-Man was Adam. Enraged, Randolph banishes Man-at-Arms. This is the point when all the bullshit that is this series starts. It was pushing in before, but this is when it really starts. Teela then quits and leaves because she is more hurt and upset that everyone lied to her. The king and queen just lost their only child, and she's having a bitch out moment in front of them and blaming them while they're grieving, and we're supposed to believe that's okay. These people just lost their only child, and she's yelling at them, me, I'm important, me, my feelings matter, me. It was utter shitters to be all. Also, He-Man's death is like a passing thought to everyone. I mean, no one is upset at all. He's basically this world's Superman, and these people barely care that he's dead. Teela's nonsensical hurt feelings are meant to be more important than the death of the man who's continuously saved all their lives time and time again. From this point onwards, this dumb horseshit show jumps into the garbage and sets itself on fire. Because when next we see Teela, she's gotten a very butch haircut, shaved on the left and party on the right, and is a mercenary or something, along with her partner / girlfriend. And yes, that's exactly what they're trying to push here. Andra, who's black, because every show needs a black person in it along for the ride, so we don't think the studio executives are racial, even though they probably are. So bottom line, the sorceress and Evelyn want Teela to find the two halves of the sword of power, which are in heaven and hell, and reforge it to save Eternia. Why? Why is Teela the one that has to do this? That question is never answered. So off she goes with Evelyn and Andra in tow. They head out to fix the world that the men broke. Along the way, Teela and Evelyn, who apparently isn't really all that evil, bitch about how they were both wet for He-Man and Skeletor and never got that itch scratched, so they should just move on. I mean, they might as well have just called this show She-Man's Fun Lesbian Travels Across Eternia and get it over with. Even when people die, you don't feel anything. When Orko dies saving them from some pervert skeleton fear-feeding version of the devil, it's like, This is what happens when you craft a show for these dipshits on Instagram and Twitter who sit around posting crap about New Age movements and appoint themselves all knowing about what people want to see. Instead of making shows for the true loyal fans and doing it so good, you bring in even more fans. Not making your lead character some mannish looking muscle woman with 50 pounds of attitude as well. While on that point, Adam and Teela are supposed to be the same age. Yet Adam looks like 18 or 19 and Teela looks like she's pushing 40. I mean, how she pan hard, so? I mean, I can already hear the Insta scrapers and Twitteriots starting up. You don't like strong women. And so what if she has muscles and an attitude? You're intimidated. Nothing could be further from the truth. I love strong, confident women, and I even like women with muscles. There are some very, very sexy female bodybuilders and athletes out there. But the difference is they embrace and enhance their natural beauty along with their physique. They don't have to act butch and damaged while degrading men to stand out. When did it become wrong for a woman to be both sexy and powerful in Hollywood or in animation? I mean, if you look at Castlevania, one of the characters I really like in Castlevania was Cypher. She has easily become one of my favorite female lead characters. She was powerful, beautiful, smart, and never needed to put down anyone to get respect. This, along with how she expertly fought alongside her other two male leads, makes her a top-class warrior. So why not incorporate that into this show instead of 5 episodes of bullshit with some other random crap thrown in along the way? Even when they do eventually get to heaven and find Adam and the second piece of the sword of power, Teela's still got that I was lied to stick wedged up her ass and is downright hostile, even though Adam was the one that died. I mean, he died saving the world, and you still being a bitch. After all the other useless back and forth crap, they returned from heaven along with Adam. Apparently it's very easy to live the afterlife. Somebody needs to tell Houdini this, because I think he's been trying for years. And just as Adam's saying the words of power, Skeletor appears, stabs him in the back, takes the sword of power. Evelyn then rejoins her bony boyfriend, and Skeletor becomes all-powerful. So literally everything up until then was a total waste of effing time. They turned He-Man into a pussy in his own universe. And to add insult to injury, made him less than a side character as well. Now, here's my better idea for a He-Man series. This is my thought on it. Let me know what you all think, but this is just my thought on it. During a battle with Skeletor, who uncovers a long buried dark power in Eternia, the sword of power is broken when He-Man stops the dark power from destroying Castle Grayskull. But that only delayed it, not stopped it. The sorceress tells Adam that he never truly had the power of Grayskull, but was only borrowing it. And to gain the power to save Eternia, he needs to travel to different realms to learn how to unlock his true power. Orko and Teela go with him, and Orko learns that his people have a powerful ancient connection to Eternia, and it wasn't coincidence that he ended up there. Also, Teela discovers her dormant magical powers and her connection to Eternia. Adam meets the one who trained King Grayskull. Now, this person should be black. And they all learn and train to advance and master new skills. Then, before he can complete the final trial of heroes, Adam is given his old sword of power and told his final trial is on Eternia. And only when he faces it, then can he combine his power and Grayskull's into one, forge his new sword, and truly become He-Man. They return to Eternia just as a new, darker, and more powerful force invades, one with connections to both Adam and Teela's past. Now tell me that doesn't sound like something you would want to watch. It sets up a good story. It shows the heroes growing. You have interesting things to build on. I wouldn't add though that I also would like Cringer to go along with them also, so he could get an upgrade as well. But you have different elements working together to get something going. You have Adam realizing he has power of his own and having to train to make it blend with Grayskull. You meet the person who trained the original king of Castle Grayskull. Teela learns about her own powers, how to use them, so she could then become a warrior, or basically a magic warrior. Orko learns he has a connection there and he could grow. You set up the characters for growth. Instead, This is what the producers had to say about the crap they gave us. Masters of the Universe Revelation focuses on the unresolved storylines of the original 1983 TV series, picking up many of the characters' journeys where they left off. How, why, that doesn't happen at all. I mean, what characters' journeys? All you focused on was butch bitchy Tila and her romp across Eternia while everyone walks around on eggshells because she was lied to. No character got any degree of substance or development, not even Tila. They didn't give a good reason for why she left her duties in the first place or explain what happened to everyone else. After Skeletor's death, Triclops establishes some kind of cult that worships technology. But they're also bloody, annoying, and stupid that they serve no purpose. When we see King Grayskull in heaven, who it's been established was white and looks exactly like He-Man, well, this time around he's black for the simple purpose of trying not to look racial. There's no reason for this series to exist. It has no story, no substance, nothing. All it does is try to push some feminist woke agenda, and it fails miserably. Yet somehow, its critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes is 95%. Yet clearly those critics weren't paid off, while the audience score is 33%. It should have been lower. Probably is. I mean, what could any so-called critic possibly find good about this shit? Considering it was only 9 critics at the time that they had rated, that alone should tell you something. As for the voice actors, of who there are many famous names, I don't blame them. They have to work and this is their job, but creators get no such pass. I mean, this show needs to go the way of Dragon Ball GT and be erased from existence. But unfortunately, we got a second part to this, because this was only part 1. So this part 1, and they just kept feeding the viewers salted horsemen. You could pretty much guess what's going to happen in the second part. If you really want a good He-Man cartoon to watch, check out He-Man and the Masters of the Universe that came out in 2002. Got excellent action, great story, solid characters with plenty of room to grow. That is the series they should have continued on with. Kevin Smith and the rest failed this series, embarrassed and disrespected the memory and legacy of He-Man, and even more importantly, they disrespected the true fans and brought entertainment to a whole new low. Normally I don't tell you why I give things, but let me give you a breakdown of this. This show gets half a point for bringing back a He-Man cartoon. Half a point for the animation and action, resulting in a 1 out of 5. Avoid this shit like the plague, people. It's that bad. That horrendously bad. Utter horse shit. Utter horse shit. As usual, if you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments what you think if you saw this god-awful thing and how many times you had to wash your eyes out with bleach after. I will see you all in the next video. I think I need to take a drink after this one. Yeah. Take care.